Whoa, the sun is going down. Just wait till it disappears a little bit. Not sure if I can film this video before the sun is completely down. Hey, it's me, Abby P. What up, my P? Well, oh, my hair. I didn't wash it, so it's like very strange right now. I don't know. Okay, I think I'm just gonna.
Whoa. Bonk.
Sometimes I'm self-conscious about the forehead because it's too big sometimes.
A few moments later.
Alright, I'm back. I fixed my hair a little bit. I think we're just gonna go with this. Okay, great. Hi. It's been a while since I just sat and talked with all of you about my life. So let's go. So these questions came from my YouTube community page, if you saw my notification pop up, in regards to my Q&A and also my Instagram. Okay, first off, what's your inspiration to learn a language? It can be anything from a song that I heard in the language, a movie or a video I watched, food. It could even be as simple as, oh, it sounds cool. Like that's how I felt with German. Listening to German, my thoughts were basically, German sounds freaking dope. Like, I want to learn it. Out of all the languages you speak, which one do you like the most and why? I honestly don't like these kind of questions that make me choose which things do I like the most or which is my favorite, because honestly I can't choose. It's like asking me what my favorite food is. I'll just say German for now because, like I said, it sounds so cool to me and it's still my most suckiest language, so at this point of my German learning, everything is still exciting to me and is still new and fun. Do you have a routine that helps you study different languages? Do you have any suggestions on how to learn a language quickly? Since I've really started to become more serious about learning languages, it's been mostly a lot of self-study for me. And I think it's the same for a lot of you language learners as well, with YouTube or with apps or with books and a bunch of other resources. What I've found recently, actually maybe starting this year, that has helped me really improve a lot quicker is taking online classes. It's a lot different from taking a regular language class like in school. Those traditional classroom settings, I find that the progress is very slow. Whereas if I take an online class or learn on my own time, you know, and I can choose the classes and the group size is very small, like three people, 5 people at the most. And that has helped me. And I did this with German. Again, I was self-studying German through like YouTube videos and things like that, but I felt like my progress was so slow, and so that's why I decided to finally level up a lot quicker. And so I did that by taking classes with Lingoda. So I mentioned in a previous video that Lingoda was doing a sprint event. They're going to be doing another special sprint event, and this time it's going to be starting on September 23rd, 2020. You can choose whichever language you want and learn it intensively and seriously so that you'll be more confident in it in just about 3 months. If you sign up with the sprint event with Lingoda, you'll be able to get 100% cash back at the end of the event. Classes are with qualified native speaking teachers. It's 24/7 availability. You choose your own classes. You have a lot more time to practice your speaking and listening, more so than in a traditional language class. Like I said, there's only about, on average, 3 students in one class. And this is all done via Zoom. So if you sign up for the super sprint, that's 30 classes in a month for 3 months. And then if you sign up for the regular sprint, that's 15 classes in a month for 3 months. And with the regular sprint, you can get 50% cash back at the end if you attend all of your classes. It doesn't matter your level, you can be beginner, intermediate, or advanced. They have courses for all levels. So you can sign up for the sprint before September 8th, that is the deadline. There's a €49 deposit, and each plan will be paid in 3 monthly installments. And again, Lingoda will refund this deposit along with the tuition fee if you attend all of your classes. I have a voucher code for you to get €10 off of the deposit and a link down in my description box below. Spaces are limited, so I would encourage you to sign up as soon as you can. If you are really serious about learning a language and learning it quickly, then I do suggest this Lingoda Sprint Challenge. If you'd like, you can check out more inspiring stories from others on their Instagram profile. Honestly, a lot of language-related questions, and my previous video was also about languages, and I don't want this video to be too long because I know I do like so many different contents, so this is kind of inevitable. How about I'll just make a separate Q&A in regards to your language questions. That way I can get more in depth in my answers and be able to help you guys out. Ooh, same for all of the teaching questions too. I am currently on my summer vacation right now. I don't want to think about work and teaching right now. But like with the language Q&A video, I'll definitely make another Q&A video talking just about teaching English here in Korea. And it's been a while since I made a teaching video in general too. It's been like years, I feel like. Yeah, I feel like this Q&A is gonna be more just about life and like catching up like with friends. I also like these random questions too. I'm all about the random questions. Okay, let's see. Okay. Is it dangerous in Korea when you're alone walking in the streets? I'll say no. Korea is a very, very safe country, to be honest. You can leave your stuff out, like your bag and your phone and my camera, and just, you can literally leave your stuff out. No one's gonna steal it. Of course, you want to use common sense always, everywhere you go. There has been occasions where there's like drunk people walking around. They're pretty harmless, you know, but again, like you want to be careful and watch out for any strange people. Oh, you'll also get those random cult people that will try to recruit you. They'll stop you in the street. This is actually a good tip for all of you foreigners that are thinking of visiting or living here in Korea. Watch out for the people, the strangers that randomly come up to you and just start talking to you, because most likely they're trying to recruit you in a cult. This has happened so many times to me. They'll come up to you and be like, oh, you're so beautiful, or oh, are you Korean? Oh, you're a foreigner? Oh, like, oh, something about your ancestors. Oh, your ancestor. I know your ancestors. Just keep going. You can actually find videos of people like this on YouTube. I forgot which YouTuber it was, but there's this Korean YouTuber that did a video of him like pranking these cult recruiters. They're very real and they do target foreigners as well, so you just want to be careful. Now when they try to approach me, I just pretend I can't speak Korean. Like I pretend I don't understand them, and then I just keep going. Or I always walk around with earphones. Any advice for those of us looking to make the jump to Korea soon? You just have to prepare yourself mentally for a culture shock, because it's gonna hit you. It's gonna hit you. I've had people message me saying that they regret their decision of moving here to Korea, that they're super lonely, that they're having a hard time adjusting. So it's gonna be like that for the first few months. Be ready for that, but it's gonna be okay. You're just gonna have to get through those first few months, and then you get used to things, and then it's not so bad. What can you say about the racism that Black people are facing right now? I think this is a very important issue. I don't know if you can see that, but I have it up in my room to remind me every single day that Black lives matter, and that they still matter, and they will continue to matter for as long as we need to keep talking about the issue. And when issues like this come up, to me, it's not about politics. Like, people dismiss it because they think it's about politics, there's some kind of like agenda behind it, whatever. But honestly, to me, I see these issues and I just think these people are calling out for help. They need our help. They need my help. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna help them. And that's it. Like, that's all there is to it. What is the best way in which you turn off from what's going on around you to collect your mental peace? The first answer that popped up in my mind is home. Because again, as someone that's introverted, being at home, like doing nothing, is the best thing. But I think as the pandemic lockdown and quarantine has taught many of us, it can be hard for introverts to be stuck in their room for months and months. I talked about my battles with depression in a couple of my Instagram posts, and then also in my 2020 goals video that I posted earlier this year. Who knew that being stuck in my room for months and months would cause me to go down an even darker hole in my depression? Because I think also, like, being stuck with myself and with my thoughts and with my mind is a dangerous thing, and maybe some of you can relate to that as well. I want to know what it feels like to not be me, like to get out of this mind, to get out of like all of these anxieties that I have, because it's exhausting. It's exhausting being who I am, basically. It can be a very dangerous thing if I'm stuck with it for too long. I take a lot of naps. I sleep a lot. So in my 50 facts video, I talked about like how I nap every day, and I nap for like a really, really long time. That's a sign of depression, actually. So let me just make that clear. That if you're like sleeping too much, that can be a sign of depression. And I think a lot of it too is just being exhausted from living, from the world. So you just want to do nothing else but sleep. So mental peace, for me, I have to be doing something active. I'm quite athletic and I do like sports and like being active. But also I think it's a nice escape for me to take everything going on mentally and like in my mind and move it outward in what I'm doing with my body, whether it's playing volleyball or exercising, working out. Hello, Artemis. He's so sweet. You want to say hi? Now I'm gonna have fur all over me though. Hello. Oh. How do you balance your work and hobbies? How do you manage your time? I get this question a lot, understandably so, because I do too many things, honestly. I do too many things. Like, that's one of my flaws, is I'm way too ambitious for my own good, and I try to do so much. Like, if I were to show you my schedule in a day, first off, I wouldn't want to because I'd be too embarrassed. I manage and I balance everything that I do by making basically a schedule for myself, and I keep it in my phone. So I've literally even made a schedule for myself for this entire week of vacation. Like, it's my vacation, it's summer vacation, I should be resting, right? Wrong. We are still trying to hustle during vacation. Like, I have a time, everything. For example, today, Wednesday, I finished editing a video, uploaded that, and then I have to do subtitles for it. Next thing, getting ready and filming this video. And then after this, I need to exercise and shower. I put a time for both of those things. Language study. And then typically before bed, like, I'll try to read or play on my Nintendo Switch or something for like an hour or two. Okay, Thursday, edit this video that I'm filming right now. And then I gotta buy my groceries. I gotta book my flight to Jeju-do because I want to go there with my friend Angela. When was it? In Chuseok, right? So we gotta plan for a Jeju trip. Okay, and then language study. I want to learn Tai Chi, right? So I put that down, exercise. Watch anime, okay? Friday, language study, practice kendama because I've been neglecting my kendamas. You guys know what kendamas are? I gotta practice kendama. What else? I gotta exercise, wash the cat's boxes, prep another video, read a book. Like, I put the time, my whole days is planned out, you guys. This is how I manage everything that's going on in Abby's world. I stay organized, I stay hustling, I stay on that grind. To be real though, like, I need to chill.
I need to chill.
I need to chill. If you're asking me this question of how I balance my time, you need to teach me how to chill. How do you balance your chill time so well? Let me know. What are your thoughts on minimalism? Love it. Honestly, if I could just live the most minimalist life, I would. The sun has gone down. How are you in Hoon? Yeah, a lot of questions about this. I didn't really talk about it. Of course, like, it's private business, you know. That's my private life. And while I did share some vlogs with Hoon, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I don't share a lot. I didn't share a lot about our relationship in general because I'm not, like, even my friends, my close friends in real life and family know this too, but I don't really like talk about my relationships. And with Hoon, I had just started sharing more about him. So we had started dating in 2015, right? I hadn't even like started sharing vlogs about him maybe like 2 or 3 years after we were already dating. I wanted to clear that up first, that I'm generally a pretty private person when it comes to like my relationships and like dating and stuff like that. And that's also why you don't see me sharing or making videos about like dating in Korea. Like, I don't want to share about like my dating and stuff like that. I'm already like a shy person when it comes to that stuff. And to directly answer your guys' questions about how Hoon and I are doing, we are fine. He's doing fine and I'm fine. We are friends. 친구로. Yeah, we're cool. Like, he went back to Seoul because he's from Seoul. He went there, I think in I mentioned him in my quarantine video, I think. When was that? In March? So my family and my close friends, they have known about this already, of course, for months. And I just finally felt ready to open up about it with all of you. And again, my YouTube channel is basically about, you know, parts of my life and stuff. Yeah, probably big news, right? Surprise. But again, like there was so much going on. There's just, you know, so much happened this year, you guys. Like we had a pandemic and then everything that's been going on back home in the US, and then stuff with my family, and then my own mental health. And another very, very big reason I'm about to drop some big news for you. The second biggest news I have is I'm actually going back to the US next year. I'm moving back. Surprise! Another surprise. So that was like one of the biggest reasons why Hoon and I are now friends. I thought I would be here in Korea forever, like I could stay here forever. But again, as you guys knew from last year, I was just super depressed, and yeah, things just change. And especially this year as well. Like this year was so hard. Artie's basically, he's pouring out my heart. I probably seem like very cool about all of this right now, but that's because I've already done all of my pouring out of emotions months before, so I'm like kind of past that stage now. More zen about everything, I guess. Yeah, but there's just like so much was happening, and that's also why I finally started doing my therapy. I started doing therapy for my mental health. Yeah, I'm moving back to the US, everyone. So this is my last year in Korea. Again, you can watch back my 2020 goals video. You can get more of a background. But yeah, just going off of that, I've been here in Korea for 6 years now, and every year it just gets harder and harder to be away from my family and my friends back home. Through the time that I've stayed here alone in Korea, I was able to learn more about myself, the things that I need to feel satisfied. I've grown so much in my time here than I have like in my entire life, I feel like. So I'm gonna take all of this when I go back home next year. My original plan was to start freelancing in Seoul or somewhere like still in Korea. I know some of you might be like, oh, she's not gonna be in Korea anymore. There's no point in like following her channel, because I do understand that some of you may have subscribed to me because I am living here in Korea. So I understand if you wanna unsubscribe from here on out, but also at the same time don't, because we're just getting started, fam. I still have a lot more in store for you guys. It's just the beginning. And just because I am going back to the States next year, it doesn't mean I'm not gonna be back in Korea. If I don't move back to Korea, then I definitely wanna travel to Korea. So there will still be Korea travel vlogs, of course. Korea has become my second home, you know? It's not gonna be gone out of my life forever. Just because I'm not gonna be here, it doesn't mean my contents will no longer talk about Korea, because they still definitely will. I'm going back to the US. This is my last year in Korea. So that's one of the big reasons why Win and I decided to be friends. So I hope you can respect the privacy between the both of us. And I know you can, because you're all kind and understanding people, as you've shown me in your comments and your support and everything. So I'm so thankful for that. You know, I have nothing but love for Hoon. I have nothing but respect for Hoon. And I'm sure he feels the same way about me. He's always been a big supporter of my YouTube channel and my videos, and I'm sure he's watching this video right now. So Hoon이 안녕. 항상 건강해. And I think since I've been like on my own, single if you want to call it that, I've really taken a lot of time to like just reflect and be me, you know? And this is a perfect transition into this next very commonly asked question that I've been getting since like the start of this year. Why did you cut your hair? Is there a specific reason? Like, I still get this question so much. Obviously I know like people aren't watching every single one of my videos, so they might see like one of my older videos and then jump to my newer videos and be like, who is this new person with this short hair? But no, it's me. Like, I assure you, it's literally me, Abby P. So I made a video, when was it? I think back in February, of me cutting my long hair short. So I had cut it into this bob. I had 2 different haircuts saved in my phone. It was that hairstyle and then basically close to the one I have now. And initially I was like, I should just cut it the short length that I really want, which is which is this. But again, there were these things that were holding me back, which is why I was able to cut it only in that like that short, pretty bob. But the funny thing is I couldn't keep it. I had that bob for like, it wasn't even like a month. It was like a few weeks that I could keep that bob because it didn't feel like me. So then I cut it shorter, even shorter. So when I get questions like, why did you cut your hair? I assume that most of you are smart and you know the reasons why someone would cut their hair. I mean, for guys, like, why do you cut your hair short? Because it's comfortable, right? You feel good in it. So I assume that most of you already knew the reason, like why, and it was more of you being like, why did you cut your hair? You know, you're not asking me the reason why, but you're more just like, why did you cut your long, beautiful hair? You shouldn't have cut it. It's more like that. Like, that's how I was understanding it. But besides it feeling more comfortable and me feeling more confident with this like shorter hairstyle, me cutting my hair was something very symbolic, like something that gave me back my power and my confidence that I felt like I was lacking for a long time. So this isn't something that I told anyone, I don't think, but before I came to Korea, I was very worried about how life would be, and I had a lot of the same questions that you guys ask me. Even though I am from America, I'm not the typical American looking American. So I still had that worry of like, would Koreans be racist towards me? Because I don't have the light pale skin color that is considered beautiful. Would I be discriminated against because I was Southeast Asian? You know, I had the same thoughts. So I had a Korean friend of mine tell me, and I'll never forget what she said, and she said, Abby, don't worry, you'll be fine in Korea because you're pretty. And to me, I was like, okay, so she said I'm pretty, so I'm fine. But also at the same time, I'm like, so does that mean they're just shallow in Korea? So anyways, I took what she said and I held on to it and I tried to stay pretty in Korea in order to survive and assimilate. So the first 2 years living here in Korea was kind of crazy. I was seemingly very extroverted, friendly looking, very approachable. Yeah, maybe a lot of people that knew me in the beginning, they might be surprised with the kind of person that I am now, because this is how I truly am. Like, I'm a very chill person who likes to sleep a lot, and I would rather stay in my house all day, all weekend, and not go out. But my first couple years, nah, dude, I was like going out to meet people. Anytime I was invited anywhere, I would go. You know, I made a lot of new Korean friends. I met up with new foreigner friends that I made. I had just like exhausted myself. It was exhausting because I'm not extroverted. Like, that's not who I really am. There was a big part of me that was like, okay, like this is the way you need to be. It was sort of like a defense mechanism in order to adapt and survive in this new country that I chose to move to all alone. You know, I was just lonely. I was so lonely, and that's something that you're gonna experience. For a lot of people that tell me they're interested in coming to Korea, you're gonna be so lonely. The loneliness will cause you to be more outgoing, you know, more extroverted, and want to meet new people and do all of these things and go to everything that you're invited to, any event that you read about or see or someone posts about, you know. And I think also that was a big reason why I decided to start dating Hoon too, because there was this nice, lovely guy who liked me and was just so nice and so kind to me that I was like, why not? You know, when he asked me out. This is gonna sound like super annoying. It's weird to talk about just because, like, again, like, dating things is just, I don't like to talk about dating stuff. Just telling you now, this is gonna sound super annoying, but in my first year, I would get randomly asked out, like, by just random dudes. And again, that's already so weird being in Korea because, as I said earlier, people don't really talk to you randomly in Korea. So you guys know my friend here in Korea, Angela. She was with me when we were having kimbap at this restaurant. And then as we were leaving, the alba생, the part-time worker, he literally came up to me and handed me his phone number written on a piece of, was it a napkin or like the menu or something? He literally handed it to me as I left. Things like that. And then also just, you know, a lot of moments where people are so nice to you. They treat you so highly and so nicely, or people are more willing to help you because of how you look. And so I thought like this was nice, this was fine, because then this was how I would continue to make my way through Korea and survive in this new country. But then also part of me like clashed with that idea, because I didn't want to be living this like, I didn't want to be part of this like these shallow interactions, if that makes sense. And mainly just like the unwanted attention from creepy dudes. That was the main thing for me. And I didn't like being stared at too. I hated being stared at by like creepy men. Yeah, I didn't like the kind of attention I was getting in real life. So there was like the real life attention that I was getting, but also with YouTube too. So if you remember, in 2019, that was when my YouTube channel like rapidly started receiving views, like so many views and so many subscribers because of my speaking 6 languages video, if you guys remember that. So I was getting like a lot of attention on my content, which was great. But at the same time, when things like that grow so rapidly in a short amount of time, you're gonna get a lot of unwanted attention too. I had creepers like in real life, but then there were even more creepers online, especially like on Facebook Messenger. I had turned off my Facebook messaging system on my public Facebook page because it was too much. Like, dudes be so freaking creepy. They would just post their phone number on my Facebook page. They would send me a message with just like their picture. Like, why? I've already posted about all of this on my Instagram. If you follow me on there, I posted about this a lot. I feel so strongly about things like this, about, you know, women's issues, and just like crazy amounts of creepy dudes just sending messages and thinking like they could get away with this. So the only reason that they reached out to me was because of the way I looked, because I was this pretty girl on YouTube, whatever, right? So anyway, there was so much unwanted attention from creeper dudes, and then there was also a lot of unwanted attention from haters. I got so many like random haters and like negative comments as well. There are way more nice and supportive comments, which I'm so thankful for. Like, it's those comments and really lovely supporters that have kept me going. It's really because of you guys that have shown me love and support that I can keep doing what I'm doing. But it's always the negative ones that stick out to you. So all of this just like building up, I sort of like, I felt like I exploded last year, which is why I became depressed. I mean, obviously that's not like the only, there were so many reasons as to why that was part of it. And because I was depressed, I would get very easily irritated. You would see me react to a lot of like negative comments or like messages or things. Like I would snap back. I would snap back so easily. I was like, I need to teach these people. But at the same time, it's like, no, I don't, you know, because then that just builds more frustration in me and more anxiety and just more stress, you know? So anyways, cutting my hair short in a sense was a cleansing of all of those burdens that I've accumulated through my years of living here in Korea and also doing YouTube and just being like an online figure, I guess. It's a declaration to myself and to others of everything that I've been through, even things that I haven't shared with you, because again, the things that I share, that I actually show and share about publicly, those are just parts of my life. And also my short hair is a tribute to my earlier Bye Bye Zombie days. My followers that came over from my Bye Bye Zombie channel, you know, I'm back. Bye Bye Zombie Abby is back. And I did say that I would be coming back. The short hair, you know, like the androgynous style. Maybe on YouTube people weren't aware of it. For example, on Instagram, I made it pretty clear on Instagram that this would be coming back. I made a TikTok about it too.
And now we come to the thrilling final episode.
And even though that might have seemed like just a TikTok that I made for fun, like it was for fun, but also at the same time, I was onto something there. Let's go to these questions. When will I get married? Plan for a boyfriend? Would you prefer to be your boyfriend Korean or Filipino? Well, I mean, now that I'm single, I don't have any plans to get married. I don't know when I will get married, and honestly, the idea of marriage right now to me, it's not clear. It's not really there anymore. Whenever I am in a relationship, then I'm thinking about marriage, because honestly, like when I'm with someone, I want that person to be who I'm gonna be with forever. So, and now that I'm not with anyone, I'm not thinking about marriage. As you know, I'm trying to hustle right now. Like, I'm on a grind right now. That being said, I don't have a plan for a boyfriend, so I have no preference of the boyfriend being Korean or Filipino? How are you so handsome? Am I gay? Are you still going to marry a guy in the future? Would you consider dating a girl? Yes, why not? You know, I don't discriminate. I mean, I'm not... I've never had a label for myself when it comes to what I like. It just so happens that I have been approached more by dudes than I have girls, and I'm very shy. I'm not typically the one to make first moves, but that is for another video. We can talk more about gender identity. I have gotten more questions these days about LGBTQ things, so I think that's pretty cool. It gives me great insight on another community that I can start to include on my channel. And anyways, how about you? How are you doing these days? Feel free to send me a message, whether you leave it as a YouTube comment down below or just, you know, private message me if you feel more comfortable that way, via my Instagram. I check my Instagram messages a lot more frequently, so I suggest you follow me on there. Or there's also my email. You can send me an email if you just want to talk and catch up that way. See, this is what happens when I don't plan what I'm gonna say for my videos, which I typically do. But this one I wanted it to feel a lot more like we're just sitting and talking as friends, you know? This is gonna be a real pain to edit because it's way too long. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I will leave you with this week's comment shout out. See you in the next one, my people. Bye.